most people are creative in one way or the other. A lot of people feel like they have a book in them, or they have a song in them, or they have a TV show idea. And you can sit around and talk about that all you want. But until it is actually reality, it doesn't count.
Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Hardcore Roleplay. Last week our adventurers defeated a chimera and explored a seemingly abandoned outpost. After exploring a few rooms, Felix, our resident cleric fighter, mysteriously disappeared, and the party found a ring hidden behind a trap. With Aiden very worried about the health of Shade, Shade took the ring and suddenly disappeared for a few moments before returning and then continuing their search. Before long, it was discovered that the outpost was the home to a Kumar drug lab, which is a specific synthetic drug made from the sap of trees. Searching the basement and finding and sampling some of the product, the party came face to face with a creature with blue eyes and one moment. Sorry, I could hear my own voice. My son just put the phone through the bottom of the door and it was throwing me off. All right. So, at first, we will all roll initiative. Yeah, it's you are like the rest. You're the Flash at the moment. Like the world's slowed down, and you're just exactly. Shade, have you 9? The best way to do that is by going. Nah, you get 9. All right, Valvoth, you're up first. It looks pretty angry. Mm-hmm. That I believe hits. Yep. 14. The second shot just hits, so roll damage. Okay. For 22. So, the arrows, as they kind of pierce in through the body, you watch as the shafts just burst into flames. There's and Aiden, at being up the front next to this thing, you can feel the heat, basically emanating from its body. It is going to. Creature. Okay, so it's going to swing around here, taking a bite at you, Aiden. For an 18 to hit. Cool. You put your shield up and it just crushes its teeth into the metal. You can feel the heat pulsating off this thing's body. It's uncomfortable. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me? $22. You take 1 point of fire damage. For the rest of you as well, you all notice that in this room it's starting to get very hot. You can see the little fires that are underneath each of these kegs start to bloom, where there were this kind of smouldering coals and bits of like a dampened campfire now are starting to grow into a much bigger and larger fire. Okay. Aiden, you're up. Cool. First one hits and the second one just hits. It's alright. Cool. So with that and that, so as you're hitting it, there's like licks of flame that run up your sword as you cut through the kind of hardened carcass. You take 11 points of fire damage as you're beating into this thing. Oh shit, that could be a problem. So, yep. So 17. Cool. Tanky motherfucker. Oh. $10. It's yeah, probably still flying. Because it was just before you came down here, hey? Yeah, so... Oh, okay, no, it's probably gone. Because... Alright, I can't sit like that. Alright, next up, Shade. Mm-hmm. Make a perception check. 10. They look pretty heavy, so to take a little bit to push them over. Yeah. Then definitely not like cemented in. Yeah. To tumble, yeah. You can absolutely try. Roll your attack. Oh, hang on. I think we are having some volume issues because I'm not getting any kind of sound. There we go.
Okay.
Cool. We're now broadcasting sound.
Cool. Yeah, so my first one, for my first one I got a 14, and for the second one I got a 22.
Cool. Yeah, both hit. Just roll your damage. We'll see if it.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, I got 13 and a 14.
Cool. Yeah. No. The one you're aiming for just erupts, and this thick oozing sap kind of just melts over the ground as the barrels higher up start to tumble down. It's just going to make a dex saving throw for a natural 1. Where's my... Uh, 13, 14. Takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage as it's kind of crushed underneath some barrels before it wriggles its way out.
Nice.
Is there anything else you want to do? I think that'd be action, and that'd be mostly...
Yeah,
movement.
Yeah, I'm going to end my turn there.
Cool. Biddy.
I would like to cast Spike Growth.
Cool. Where would you like it?
So it's a 20-foot sphere.
Yeah.
I'd like to cast it. Yeah, maybe. So it sits sort of just, down and to the side of it. Maybe not over.
Oh,
my
yeah, no.
teammates, preferably.
Like there?
Yeah.
Cool. Does he have to make a save?
So it's difficult terrain, but when it moves within the area, it takes damage.
Okay, fantastic. Cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
Then I would like to move just maybe to like 10 feet upwards. Hold up. I need...
Yeah, I haven't gridded this one out properly. Sorry, guys.
That's right. I had my ruler still on. I just want to move a little bit. Get in the action a little bit.
Fantastic. All right, back at the top of the round, Valvoth.
So do I see up at the barrels up here? Do I see like more sap coming out?
Basically, the only sap coming out is from the ones that have tumbled just about there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, like it's kind of leaking and yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna take another couple shots at the Blue Eyes White Dragon then.
Yeah, sure.
First one, the lowest one is a 22 or 21, sorry, which I imagine.
Cool. And you're rolling with disadvantage?
Yes.
Yep.
So 2 dice each time. That's 11 damage on that one.
Yep.
And the other one is a 15 at disadvantage.
Cool. Both hit.
Which is 7 damage.
7 damage. Cool. This thing's getting smashed. It's boom. Like you watching is like there's these like jets of fire that are now like coming out of its body, and this steam kind of almost building in the room. The humidity's like rising through the roof. With that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13. Okay, so Aiden and Valvoth, can you both make dex saving throws?
Am I at disadvantage or am I good?
Yes. Oh, actually, no. You would be at advantage because everything to you is moving very slow.
Fuck yeah, that's a 22 for me.
Where do I get some of this stuff? Ooh, 11.
11. So, Valvoth, you notice before it happens, but the keg just here, the fire underneath it starts to glow really hot, and you watch as the wood begins to split, and then there's this massive popping sound as the barrel splits apart and hot sap starts flying. You're able to dodge out of the way, but you still take... so that's...
With my dex saving throw, could I have tried to catch some of it in my mouth?
I mean, you'll have to take full damage for it because it's scalding.
Will it help me keep my
Very
height?
low.
I'm pretty rabid at the moment.
You are like, how high is high? Like, there is a ceiling on this thing. Like, you're gonna OD in a second. You're able to catch it in your mouth if you want, but you're gonna take full damage for it.
Nah, I'm already teetering on the damage, so I'll...
Cool. Aiden, you take 14 points of fire damage as the molten sap kind of hits all over you, and Valworth, you take 7. It's going to... no, that's not what I wanted. I want the ruler. Alright.
I can see that ruler as well.
Yeah, I just... trying to figure out which... Because how much damage is it per...
2d4 per 5 feet.
Oh god. So it's gonna take... what, times
A lot.
4? 8d4. Alright.
I hope it crawls across this stuff and dies right at my feet.
It's...
There's a reason this is my go-to. Just stops everyone in its tracks.
It really does. Because it's not well. It's really not well. You guys have fucked it up.
I love melee monsters.
It's the same kind of distance. Fuck it. Alright, I'm going. So it's gonna move... this way. So that's... it was about 15 feet through the thing, so 6.
3d4.
Is it 2d4 per 5 feet?
2d, yep, it is.
Yeah, so it'd be
6.
6c4.
Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah.
15.
Ooh. It shimmers out of the way and it's not looking well. It's actually starting to try and burrow into the ground. Fuck, it actually has a burrowing speed. Damn it. It could have got out of that. Alright, Aiden.
Alright. It's looking pretty rough, isn't it?
It's, yeah, you're like, as you look at it, there's like jets of flame pulsing out its back. It's writhing around a little bit. It's like actually at this point just digging into the ground, and you can see its tail kind of just out of the thing. It looks like it's actually trying to make a break.
Aww.
Should we let it go?
I am going to
Can we
walk.
keep it?
I'm going to walk through Biddy's stuff.
Cool.
That's a you problem. If it's concentration, I can... It's concentration, so I can drop it.
So I take some amount of damage.
Yeah, Betty, do you want to roll the damage?
And if it's concentration, do I have to wait till my turn to drop it, or can I just drop it?
Pretty sure on your turn, I wouldn't think.
Well, I mean, you could use a reaction to drop it.
Yeah.
You're so kind.
I know.
Alright, well, I will throw a javelin.
Alright. Bring it.
And it'll miss.
The heat in the room's just a little bit too much. As you launch it, it kind of skids off the ground and hits into one of the logs sitting in the corner. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I do not think I can do anything. Do you get 2 javelins? Or is it just 1?
It's just, you can use only 1 per turn.
Yeah, alright, I think that's it then.
Cool. Shade.
It's trying to escape.
Yeah, it's like digging into the ground over in that corner.
Could I cast Mold Earth either to try and like just like essentially impede what it's doing, either to stop it or slow it down.
Yep. You'll have to get in range, which shouldn't be too hard.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not 30 feet, hey.
Yeah. Which you could do if you go to like there.
Yeah. Yep. Or it's probably a bit far, hey.
Ooh, yeah. No, it's
Probably not
right
that
on
big.
the edge.
Oh look, I'm gonna go that way anyway.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna cast Eldritch Blast on it. Fuck it, I can see it. I'm just gonna like fire at its ass.
Cool.
I've got a 13 and a 17.
Cool. First one just hits the dirt, like a bit chunk of dirt's like thrown up into the air as it's digging, and the Eldritch Blast hits it and it explodes, but it makes way for this next beam that just hits it in its back. Roll your damage for it.
14 plus my
Cool.
14 force damage plus 3 fire damage. to it.
How do you want to do this?
Hey! Oh, I'm not sure actually. I just wanted to how much of the tails?
Oh, like half its body's out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like fire the bolt out, and it hits, and like I kind of want him to like you know how like spiders like do that thing?
Oh yeah, like curl up.
Yep. I kind of want to like curl up and like, does it make sound?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like shriek and kind of like in pain and just then like slowly kind of
Yeah.
like die.
it hits, and you watch as the flames from the inside its body start to seep out, and you hear just this. It's like a high pitched. It's like when you cook a hot dog too long in the microwave, and it's just squealing, and it and then just goes shriveled up. But yeah. It's definitely very much dead, and now the room is starting to almost immediately cool down, and you watch as the flames underneath the remaining kegs start to die down.
Does anybody know what that was?
Too far, Shade, I say as I start shoveling more sap into whatever backpack space I have.
It was gonna kill us. I think.
You think?
You can make up for it by trying to carry some of the stuff for me.
Oh, of course.
Fucking whoa!
Well,
do
he's
I,
done.
do I know anything about that creature or why it would have been?
Cool.
Yeah.
Roll a nature check.
I'm in the completely wrong thing. Hold up. 20.
20. This is a young, like a remoras. They're a interesting creature in that they usually live in cold climates. Their internal body heat is so much so that it's actually impossible to get near them without, being burnt. There's not like a real reason it's here, other than that you can kind of guess this was just a good little cave for it, and its body seemed to have some kind of effect on the heating of the sap. So whether or not it was here under someone's control, or just this is just an opportune, habitat for it. It's a bit hard to tell.
Alright.
Valvoth, are you alright? Your pupils are looking a bit dilated.
I am, as one might say, vibing.
Clearly.
I do look pretty fucked up though.
Oh, you!
Hey, you want to try some? Hey, try it. Try it.
I might be.
Maybe later.
He's just speaking at like quadruple speed.
You're
And
boring.
just
Biddy, you'll try it, won't you? Try it.
I've tried it in my time.
Look, guys, I swear, I take more after my father's side. I don't know what this elf stuff's about, okay? They're all like this. We're not related, okay?
yeah, like your jaw is like side to side.
Can I examine this wall? This is the wall the creature came through, right?
Yeah. Just an investigation roll.
What happens if I just try and put my hand through?
It's fairly. It's just. It is loose dirt, but it's kind of like a collapsed tunnel. There's not. Yeah, no. It is just this thing has burrowed its way through the ground, and it's not hasn't left a tunnel. It's just kind of moved the earth around it.
Yeah, it's not like a passage or anything.
No.
Just a burrow.
Could I grab a Are there any like sticks or anything like that? Or like a log I could pull?
Yeah.
And like hold that's like on fire or put on fire.
Yeah, you could easily like there's still flames underneath the like some of the kegs that are still smouldering quite a bit, and you're able to pull one of the sticks or something with that is still quite a flame.
Could I grab one of those and then like I presume I've got something I could like grab a dagger or something like that and kind of like dip it in this stuff
Yeah,
and then just kind of like hold it out and
burn
see
it.
if it's I just want to see if it's flammable.
Yeah, it takes a little while, but like it does start to sizzle. It's not necessarily flammable, but it's more like it starts to evaporate and turn into like a gas or a vapor.
A gas, you say?
Yes.
Could I like get close enough to, pull it
Puff
out and I
it?
just kind of sniff and like?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do I think that if like I was to inhale a lot of this, it would have an effect?
Make a medicine check.
Ooh. 14.
I mean, yeah, you're not really a doctor, but you can always try. It does, like, there is some form of like rancid smell about it, like an acrid smell. Like it stings the nostrils.
Hey, Biddy, you know about medicine and stuff, right?
I know that the best way to find out if something's gonna get you high is to try it.
Biddy is wild.
300 years is a long time.
Gotta
You
pass
try
it
some
somehow.
shit.
I'm just gonna hold this like dagger out with like this sizzling stuff. I'm like, what do you reckon? I'm a whiff.
Biddy's gonna relive her youth for a moment here. And
Oh, my
just
dagger.
take a
Big old.
big puff.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
You're not partying without me, are you?
You're off having your own party.
Valos just comes running in. Nat
Let me get in on
20.
that.
22.
This is not Biddy's first time.
She's done this before.
It burns your nostrils. Like it basically just removes any hair that was in there. It hurts quite a bit when it goes into your lungs and you cough up. There's a few coughs, but
But like that good hurt.
yeah, your skin, you like all of your arm is covered in goosebumps, and like your hair is like hair's standing up on end, but then yeah, but it fades pretty quickly. Seems like the gaseous form isn't as potent as its resin.
I mean, that checks out. I'll just turn to everyone and say, he looks like he's having way more fun.
Let me try some shade.
You know what? Sure. I'm just going to
doing drugs in a
For
basement.
God's sake.
I'm already vibing, so it might
It
just take me to that next level.
It has no effect past what you are. Like it's basically like having a cruiser on top of a 6-week bender. It's
DM, did we ever get the name of this town?
no, it was always just referred to as an outpost.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely got a few questions for Aemir and friends.
Indeed, I thought we here solving some minor problem, and it turns out it's some sort of drug operation underneath this abandoned outpost.
But I don't know if it's safe to bring Speedy over here.
Speedy Gonzalez over here.
Yeah. Should we wait until he calms down beforehand, or shall we risk it?
I want to get really, really close to Shade's face, unblinking, and just look him in the eye like an inch away. I can see sound.
To be honest, I can't even really tell the difference. It's just the same to me, so maybe no one will notice.
Albert Sticks.
I mean, you guys know him as well as I do. Like, this could just be normal for him, right?
I mean,
Indeed.
yeah, maybe this is just how he usually is.
Elves, I tell ya. Like, cover my ears.
Alright. Well, doing drugs in a basement is bringing back a lot of memories for Biddy. So,
For Biddy.
Yeah.
Yes, for Biddy.
For Biddy.
take Speedy Gonzalez here. Do the good old bro act sober and go upstairs.
Wait,
Oh, both. Just take a deep breath. That'll
I feel
clear
like
it right
that
up.
probably needs a performance
Just
check or
breathe,
something.
man. Just breathe. Act sober.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when he's in front of the law.
They'll never tell.
They can't know. So
We don't know what the attitude of drugs is around here.
do his like pupils dilate or anything like that?
oh, they're dinner plates at this point. Like there's no coloured part. There's no iris. It's just fucking pupil.
I feel like I need to give him a piece of gum or something.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
I bet you're good.
All right. So should we be asking about the secret drug operation? I don't know how much involvement or knowledge that they have.
I was actually thinking the same thing. My question is, do we tell them?
We didn't find any like names or anything, did we, of who
No.
or why or how?
No, you mostly like it. In fact, in mentioning that, there's a significant lack of names. It's was mostly just talking about the product. There was no kind of mention of who it was going to. The only thing would be like that it's actually sent to cities.
Yeah, because didn't we find a ledger or something? It had like locations and dates
Yeah,
and times
but-
and stuff.
But no mentions of like names or customers or anything like that. It was literally just delivery points.
Okay, so it was places, specific places within the cities.
No, it was like literally just the city. Like, so it
Right,
wouldn't
okay.
be like Joe's place or, you know, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Kistronda on
Yeah.
this day. And,
Yeah.
Was Kistronda on the list?
Yes, it was.
Perfect.
Maybe we approach it as a what do you know about these trees, about this sap, and gauge a reaction.
Ah, see, just play it on
We could
the
use-
down low, so to speak.
We could use Sonic over here and say, our friend just ate something in the basement. What was that?
Ah, I see. So we're just going to sort of play stupid here and see if they
Mm.
volunteer information.
See what they give up.
I like it.
Sounds like a plan.
Again, I've talked myself out a lot of situations.
Like, guys, be cool.
Guys, be cool. Alright.
All right, heading back up, or
Yeah.
is there anything you want to do before we go face the cops?
I've got as much drugs as I can carry, right?
Yeah, you're basically like your pockets are starting to like turn like a different color just because it's like a little bit sticky and wet.
Can I just quickly grab like a... I think I have a vial somewhere.
Mhm.
Would I have like a glass vial or like a bottle or something?
Yeah, you'd have some form of container that you can quickly grab.
I just want to grab a little bit of it, yeah, just to hang on to, you know.
Cool. So, doing that, you kind of take that and head back up, heading out. As you're about to leave the building, one of the escorting guards to AMA kind of walks in and, oh, we were just coming in after you. Is everything okay?
We're fine!
Oh, you don't need to yell. Right
I'm
here.
just gonna like elbow him like, shut up!
Right.
Man, keep it cool!
Thought I was. Sorry.
Well, come here.
It's just sweating profusely.
Yeah, this is like like this snail trail behind him of just sweat.
Alright.
He kind of guides you towards AMA, who's standing there, with kind of a half smirk on his face. It's the first time you've really seen him smile, or somewhat smile. It's a little unsettling. Well, by the sounds of it, you've kind of made your impression here.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you brought down that building, and you see the windmill from before basically just crumpled in. The structural integrity from the inside is just gone. We could hear some noises coming from the building and assumed that you might be dead. We were just coming to look for you before you came out, so...
Yes, nothing illegal happened.
While this is all taking place, I want to very slowly reach into my bag, very slowly pull out just a handful and...
Can I see you doing this?
Yeah, you see him going for...
Okay, smack! No, don't.
I'm not allowed to tell you about my drugs!
Oh.
So that's what this place is.
Is it my doing it right, Biddy?
Yeah.
Did I do good?
How much is your friend
You're the
taken?
elder. Some. Definitely an amount.
I do a real goofy and like a
Aemir kind of walks up to Valvoth, takes his face in his hands and starts like turning his head a little bit. And Valvoth, to you, it's like an eternity. Him turning your head, it's just, but all of the color is just. He turns to the rest of you. He needs to lie down, like, now.
Well, I could have told you that.
We need to get him help.
I'm fine.
What exactly has he taken?
Kumar is a very addictive substance.
Clearly.
If he's ingested as much as I think he has,
He has.
Probably more, to be honest.
he potentially only has an hour to live.
Oh!
Shit. And while this conversation's taking place, after he's moved my head around, I just kind of... Are we in love now? Say that, man.
Maybe less time.
And what do we do about that?
We need some.
How do
We need a very particular herb.
herbs I can do? Which one?
It's the white frost lily. Luckily, it's in the same direction we need to head. But we may not have enough time. Have you got any supplies with you? And he kind of looks to you, Biddy, being that you've shown your plants to him.
I do have some supplies. Sort of protective of my plants. What do you want with them?
We can make a salve that can prevent him from dying for the next 3 days. But he needs this lily to survive any longer.
Alright. Salves are my specialty. Great at salves.
Cool.
Love a good salve.
Make a medicine check. With advantage because you've got Aemir kind of helping you, or... Cool. 25. You're able to make this mix of various herbs that have some antitoxin kind of properties, and you're able to make it into this kind of smoothie consistency. Valvoth, to you, it just looks like this green mush.
I don't want it. Don't make me take it.
Do you want to live?
Clearly not.
Aemir, you should know better than to try and negotiate with them. He doesn't have a choice.
He like
I'll tell you something I learned about your village.
Ooh.
Kind of give a snarky look at Shade and tear the drink bottle and scull it down.
it tastes like dirt and grass and thing, but it definitely takes this weird growing headache that you've had in the back of your head, starting to like, you could feel it like warmly going from the, like a pinprick to like spreading around the back of your head, that it definitely takes the burning sensation off the back of your mind. Aemir kind of looks to you all and says, you've all proven yourself fairly trustworthy. I still think...
All? Would we say all?
Well, I mean, a simple man, a simple person is he's easy to trust, and he seems like he could be fairly simple. But I don't necessarily think you're not the Quindolin, but I don't believe that you are the same monsters that you are made out to be.
Well, that's a start, I suppose.
I would very much like your help in finding out what happened to my daughter.
We'd love to help you.
Well, luckily enough, we're headed in the right direction if we're going to save your friend. In the mountains north of Vela, we can collect the lily, and then we can enact a plan that could help us investigate.
Alright.
It's about a 2 days ride, so
You guys ride. I'll run along on foot.
Just gonna tap you on the arm and go, you remind me of me when I was about 100.
it is also at this point starting to, like, the sun is starting to set, and you're realizing that, hey, it's probably getting time to think about rest.
Been a bit too much excitement for me today.
Is Emmy still around?
Yeah.
What about watches for the night? Or are your men going to be doing that, or should we organise something between ourselves here?
Well, I think all of the dangers are gone here. I will recall the perimeter search, and we can stay here for the night in relative safety.
Alright, fair enough.
Can I, yeah, when I go up to Aemir as well, I
Yeah.
kind of ask him, you wouldn't happen to know about any burnt villages, would you, around here, that seemingly might have burnt to the ground with no real cause or provocation?
He looks very confused. Not particularly. Closest thing to a burning down is the villages that you have attacked, but none have actually burnt down, just damaged heavily.
Okay. And I'll kind of walk away. Thank you. I'll kind of say as I'm walking off.
Yeah. About half an hour passes. Valvoth, you can feel your body getting a bit sluggish. There's no, like, you still have that high, but you're not quite as, yeah. Like, there's not a rave going on in your head.
Oh man.
It's not Darude Sandstorm just constantly playing. As after about half an hour passes, the rest of the cavalry kind of come back and start setting up for a night's rest. They're going to take care of the watch. So it's up to you guys if you want to join any of them or just trust in them.
I'm going to spend some time preparing something to eat and probably like some tea or something like that.
Yeah, sure. And it's not too hard because in searching the rest of the buildings, you find that one of them is actually a fully fledged farmhouse with a kitchen, and actually some stores of tea.
Perfect. Found our new home. No need
Love
to.
tea.
New base. When I look at Valvoth, does he look like I can have a conversation with him?
He's in the same way that like he's still like odd and like moving around a bit, and that's even when he's sober. No, like it's just like it's that when you look at someone at like a party and then you're like, oh, I could talk to them. They're gonna be real bit weird.
Could talk to them, but it's going to be a long conversation.
It's gonna be a
Talk to them
bit of
right
work, but you could definitely talk to him.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to him. Are you sitting down somewhere, or are you just like kind of standing around?
I'll be sitting down on a log.
Cool.
Searching for sap.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over to him and pull out a ration and kind of hand it to you. Say, tell me about your village.
Oh, it was beautiful. Rooms and buildings and trees and rooms and buildings in the trees. It was a sight to behold.
Sure, sounds like a village. And you mentioned when we first met that it was burnt down or destroyed. And you recognized a marking of mine.
Yes, I remember now. Yes. Yes, I was on a hunting mission with some of my kin. And when we returned, there was naught but ashes and that strange symbol burnt into the ground where my village used to be.
How long ago was this?
How long ago was this?
Quite a while. From memory shade, it was a while back for you, wasn't it? Where you
obviously I won't know this, but is this the same village? Can I ask that?
Definitely is.
Okay, but I wouldn't know that, would I?
Not particularly. It's
Okay.
when you arrived at the village that you went to see, it had already burnt down. Valvoth, it was years ago. You've been searching for quite a long time.
Yeah,
It
I
was,
think I.
It was a few days ago.
Well, I suppose at the speed you're perceiving things out at the moment, it might seem like a few days, but it's funny you mention that because many years ago I was searching for my mother. I never met her, and my dead end was a village that had also been burnt down to the ground with nothing left. And that's in a roundabout way how I acquired this ring, and I'm going to hold it up and show him. This ring also comes with a friend, I suppose you might call him. When we found this other ring, I got to speak with this friend for the second time, and he told me some things that I think you might be interested in. Turns out there's more of these, and turns out that one of them represents fire. Would I have seen that symbol when I went to the village?
No, like when you got there, it was kind of like a getting to Disneyland and everything's like closed moment. It's like you like run, like you're getting closer and then just having like this real heartbreaking.
Okay, can I draw in this? Because I would have recognized the symbol when I was shown recently, wouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Can I draw it in the sand?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is this the symbol that you saw?
I imagine it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. All right. So my friend once owned these rings, but they were taken from him, in a sense. And he mentioned that these people are, to some extent, still active. They obviously have two, but I suspect that this person with the fire ring is the one responsible for burning down your village and what I presume is killing my mother. But I can't confirm that.
Your mother is dying?
Well, see, I never met her. I didn't find her. That was my dead end. I was actually hoping that you might be able to tell me more about that. Did you ever meet a woman that, I don't know, maybe she ran away for some time one day, or was pregnant for a period, or something like that? I don't really know a name or anything.
Would I have?
Roll a history check.
Alright, here we go. History,
Check it
here
out.
we come. That's not gonna do it. That's a 12. Sorry, 11.
There was lots of people in your village. A few people who are like kind of recluse, and just like, but yeah, no one specific comes to mind.
I don't think I can help you, friend. But my family were killed in the fires that burned down my village. If there's a chance that yours is still alive, we must spare no effort to chase down whatever leads we can to find her and save her.
Well, I
Where
guess
do we
your quest
start?
is my quest, then. But
If we can
first,
save your mother and wreak vengeance on the bastard that burned my village, then I'm in.
it's funny you mentioned that. My friend said that these people that took these rings from him would be looking for me now that I have two. But I was hoping we might be able to find them first. And with that, there was that item that could find magic items?
Felix's compass.
Felix, who has that now?
I do.
Is Aiden anywhere near us?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, if not, you could easily.
Cool. And I'm just going to set it up. We need that compass. Or actually, would I know, or would I suspect that that would work to help me find the ring?
He did explain it in front of everyone. In the hall with Amir, when you first met Amir, he explained like, this is how I tracked Aiden, and he was missing for a period of time. So yeah, you would know that it worked. You don't know how specifically it works, but you know you can use it to track a specific object.
Okay, so I would suspect that maybe knowing a little bit about this ring, I might be able to try it.
Yep.
Know if it would actually work. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get up, and then I kind of want to go bring Valmoth along. Okay, come on, let's go. I'll offer to hold his hand if he needs it. But it's slowly.
I think I need to lie down.
I'll just leave him there then.
Yeah.
And I'll go over to Aiden and ask, hey, that compass, can I borrow it?
What's for that way?
Well, there's something that I think we need to find. It relates to something that happened a long time ago, and our elvish friend here. And to be honest, I think it might help us get in front of a threat that might be coming.
Why do we want to help this guy with his daughter when we don't know him and your family's in danger and he threw us in prison? Let's go!
Just gonna look at him like,
I'll make you a deal. If you can talk some sense into him, then you can have it. For tonight. I'll take the compass out and I'll put it in your hand.
okay,
Deal?
deal.
Alright. Cool. Are we looking for... Gonna try and use it?
I want to try and use it. Yep.
Cool. So you focus on it really hard, and you watch as the needle starts to spin and spin and spin and spin. And we'll find out what it does right after the break.
Oh.
Alright, we'll be back very shortly. We'll see you soon.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate. It's a thing about making it feel right. If it's an accident that's an error that feels good, then you leave it in. You want those. It's not a thing about making it accurate. It's a thing about making it feel right. But it's not a thing about making it accurate. It's not about getting all the errors out. It's about getting it to feel right. If it's an accident that's an error that feels good, then you leave it in. You want those.
Okay, welcome back. Sorry for the long pause, but we were discussing the deliciousness of cow. So, where we left off, Shade, you were currently looking at the compass, focusing on as the needle started to spin. As you take a moment to focus on it, enough time goes by that you actually start to attune or identify the magical properties, and you ascertain that this can only be activated at dawn.
I'm gonna look out and go, ah, shit. Ah. Guess I'll wait. I'll just kind of sit down, like, defeated, like.
Cool. As you do, most of the cavalry have kind of all spread out and started to take positions where they can look out. You see Hans kind of patting down his horse and tying it to a hitch, and making his way into one of the buildings. Is there anything else you want to do before the bedding down for the night?
I want to go have a chat to Amy.
Cool. He's in the farmhouse to the left here.
So, is Shade's just sitting there, not doing anything?
Yeah.
What about Bitty?
I'm collecting tea to put in
So,
my
I mean,
bag.
I would walk over to both of them. Actually, I'd probably check on Balbop. Is he like coherent at all, or
Alive.
half awake? Yeah.
Still breathing.
He's got like the shakes.
Has it been?
I've lived many lifetimes.
I'll be still out of it. I'll feel like, yeah, that's right. Just sleep it off, mate. You'll be right. And then I'll go and see the other two, and I'll let them know I'm planning to talk to Amy, and ask if they want to come along.
That's to you guys.
What was the question?
So I'm asking Shade and Biddy if they want to come and talk to Amy with me.
Yes.
I suppose I'll tag along. Don't have much else to do until dawn.
Sorry.
So the compass didn't help you then?
It will. I think.
I suppose once you understand it, you know how it works, I might have use of it later.
Okay, so basically, walking up to Amy, you walk into this building on the left here. Inside is a group of men kind of talking, idle chit chat. Amy is sitting down. A few of them are like making tea, cooking, like starting a fire in the fireplace. Amy looks up to you, Aiden, as you walk in, and
Mind if we join you?
not at all. Take a seat. You may need to find some more, but what can I do for you?
No, look, I was glad to hear that you're warming up to us. And let me start by saying how terribly sorry I am for Karen's disappearance. I know what it's like to lose somebody, and just want to let you know that I'm willing to do whatever I can to help you out.
I appreciate that. It's been a while, and I'm still holding on to hope that we're going to find her someday, but some call me foolish. But we have to hold
Listen,
on to hope.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Do you think you're up for answering a few questions?
I think I owe that much.
I was wondering if maybe you could tell me a bit about your daughter.
She was very free-spirited. You know, the kind of daughter that would upset most fathers, but she made me proud. Never let anybody tell her she couldn't do anything. And if you did tell her she couldn't do it, that made her want to do it all the more. It's hard being unable to answer the question of where she is, let alone if she's still alive.
If you don't mind, can you think of anything leading up to the time of her disappearance? Was there any change in behaviour? Anything different that struck you as odd?
Not particularly. I'm just gonna roll a history check for him, or intelligence. Not that I can remember. I mean, she was always up to strange things, like running on adventures. Sometimes she would be gone for a day, but no longer. And she always used to have some form of messenger tell me where she was.
Did anything like that happen before she disappeared? Did she send a messenger letting you know that maybe she was meeting someone, or can you think of anything around the time that she disappeared that I don't know, it was strange? Maybe a new person that she's met, or a new hobby, or just anything, I suppose.
Not particularly, not off the top of my head. All I remember is for the month before her disappearance, she spent most of her time in the records looking for information on the magic users before the incidents that we all know of in Dendaris. But other than that, she seemed her normal self. Not that it wasn't normal for her to read books, but she seemed to be obsessed. Well, not obsessed, but very interested in that particular subject. Which most kids her age were.
Mentioned her age? I'm actually trying to look through my notes to see if we have that.
I can't remember if he's mentioned
How
it.
did she disappeared? I was gonna say I have her disappeared 3 years ago to Soul Point.
Mhm.
I don't think I have an age though.
No, she was 20 at the time of her disappearance. I guess you can't really call her a child anymore, but she'll always be my child. In fact, we should probably discuss the plan in finding her. And he kind of looks around the room. Dieter and one of the men kind of like, who's like cooking tea, brewing tea, kind of like snaps to attention and just watch the door for me, will you? And he kind of takes position up outside the main door. We've told everyone we're taking you to the Rotting Hold. It's in this direction, but we'll be heading to Vela. Not only having the added bonus of you saving your friend's life, we will be able to investigate the last known location of my daughter. The Ulfthor of Vela, the fighting warriors, the raiders, who until a few decades ago were savages. So there's still a sore point between us and them, but so we can't just ride in and demand that we search their city and their temples. But maybe if we cause a distraction big enough, you are able to sneak in through the mountains to the north.
Shay, what do you think of all this?
What kind of distraction are you thinking?
Well, all of the cavalry lords charging at the gates to demand an audience will draw quite a crowd. Nobles, warriors, common folk alike, you'll be basically almost free to walk the streets. And he draws like this rudimentary map on a piece of parchment, showing basically the bay of Vela, and like he draws like the outlines of the city. We'll be approaching from here, and he's like approaching from the south, and you'll be in the mountains to the north, which will be from what intelligence we've gathered of the area, there is a path that leads straight down from those into the rear of Vela. If you make your way through there into the temple of the Uvda, sorry, buddy, like I've come up with this stuff and I can't even pronounce it. The Uvda. In there, you'll be able to find some clues at least.
Do you know what she was supposed to be doing there?
I have no idea.
Imagine we may want to be discreet.
Very. If you have any markings of Hillsguard on you, you might want to remove them, but
I mean, not only that, but if people catch wind that we're looking for your daughter, maybe the same people who had her disappear might be tipped off.
it's possible, but I don't know what else to do. If you can help me do this, I will fight for your freedom and to clear your name.
Well, what do you think, Shade Biddy?
I mean, I'm already down to do whatever it takes to not be known as a horse eater, so sure.
I have a sneaking suspicion that there'll be something I want to find there, so, or at least information. So I'm in.
Well, it's best get a night's sleep then, because it's a heavy ride for tomorrow. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, I presume this town wasn't exactly great being nearby in the way it was with that creature. Anything you can do in the way of compensation?
Are you talking about the outpost?
Yeah.
There's something we can arrange, but let's finish the job we set out to do first.
I'll drink to that.
Cool, is
Hey.
Is there anything else you guys want to do?
I'm good.
I would like to take a long rest.
Cool. As you're all bedding down for the night, Valvoth as well, you do get a hyper sleep. Like, you are, like, wide awake, but starting to doze off. Like, you're losing consciousness, which is good. Like, you're drifting in and out. But for the rest of you, you're watching Valvoth just wide awake, like, eyes open, sleeping. With
Will
the
you
night's...
lay with me, Shade?
Sorry.
Will you lay with me?
I'm just kind of like look at Aiden and Biddy. I'm assuming you guys are nearby. Be like,
Yeah, we're watching.
you guys don't want to.
Oh, no. I mean,
Your business is your business.
yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not judging you. Go for it.
I'll keep an eye on him. I'll just kind of like lay next to him, like, and I'll say in Elvish, hands to yourself.
You two kids have fun.
As they're walking away, I'm just telling Biddy, is it just me, or do they look a bit, kind of cute together?
I love them together. I thought they already were.
We're not doing
Right.
Are they not?
I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes I'm oblivious to these things.
Kids and their new relationships these days, I can't keep up.
Oh,
But
can I,
I, for one, like it.
can I summon my familiar, by the way?
Yeah?
Be like, I want to ask him to keep an eye on Aemir.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep both eyes on him.
Good.
Thanks. All right. What am I looking for? Anything in particular, or just something weird?
You know the drill. Something weird.
Fair enough. I'll try and be sneaky. And his head's bobbing around.
Can I summon Acheron's familiar just to sit over the two of them? Just in the night. He's my familiar now.
Funnily enough, when you
He was already there.
when you go to summon him, there's a moment where you feel the spell connecting. I'll be 1 minute. I promise this is worth the wait.
Alright.
And silence. And he doesn't appear.
Alright. I don't think I want to know what he thinks is worth the wait. Biddy very probably is going to bed.
Cool. With the night, all of you have progressed to level 7.
Hey!
Nice.
So feel free to roll your hit dice, and remember re-roll ones, because rolling a 1 for a hit dice is fucking ridiculous.
I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for level 7.
Are we just leveling up in D&D Beyond?
Sure, yeah, and I'll
I don't know how to do it in Foundry.
yeah, no, just in D&D Bonds, and I can run the the update.
Okay.
Do you want us to do it out of session? Or?
No, do it now. I can vamp for a bit, or just we can sit here awkwardly for the 3 people watching.
Oh, I love all
Have an extra
I
arcane
probably
hard
didn't.
wound.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I was just gonna say I probably didn't mention it, but yeah, I want to wake up at dawn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm already doing that. but
I
yeah.
assumed. And Jess, could you no pressure or anything, but could you let me know when you're finished specifically?
Yes, I can. Let you know. Oh man, I rolled a 2.
Oh, I gotta. Yeah.
I'm done. That's
Cool.
me done. Hold up, I'll just save it. Here you go.
So in your sleep, you hear in the back of your dreams your name being called. Biddy. Biddy. And it sounds like someone from your past, maybe, I don't know, like it's a familiar voice. And as you come to consciousness, you see Acheron's familiar Biddy standing over you. Biddy, I need to talk to you about something.
Yep. Let's talk.
You might want to sit down. I mean, you're laying down, but you might want to
Sit up?
Yeah, and he's not moving. Like, he's almost like he's standing over you all dangly, and like it's just like it's very awkward.
I'm sitting up for this. Makes me more comfortable.
Well, so I'm just assuming that I'm your familiar now. I don't know about you, but if
Yeah.
that's cool with you.
Yep.
Um,
Great.
so I have some kind of obligation to tell you things that I know and have learnt. So, as you can tell, I'm probably not of this realm.
Was aware.
Oh, cool. We're clear.
Clear.
When I am not in this dimension, I sit in the Feywild. And while I am there, I can talk to other Feywild creatures, and we kind of... almost what some people would call a gossip circle.
That does sound about right for the Feywild, yes.
Yeah. This might be disturbing to you. I don't know how well.
That's nothing new.
Rumors are getting back to me that there are there is a movement coming out of a town known as Fort Favis.
Okay.
And they're starting with the eradication of all gnomes.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, I didn't say much because I didn't know what kind of relationship the creature I was talking to had with the people who were saying these things, so I just kind of kept quiet. But
Who are the people that are supposed to be doing this movement?
all they really said was that they started in the halls of Fort Favis, which you'd know of. Roll a history check.
Ooh.
8. You don't know too much about it because this is known as like the Tortuga of Gilnoy. Like it's like this real rough and tumble place. Not many people go there, and if they do, they rarely come back with money or their lives. So you know it's not a nice place, but it's as to kind of like the details of the area, you're not 100% sure.
Why do they want to eradicate all gnomes?
It was a bit of a like no one really liked this guy. Just so you know, we're not with him,
Good to know the Feywild aren't after me.
but it's kind of like a commune. Like we're not there to judge people. We're just there to discuss. But he seemed to just really not like gnomes.
And
They-
he didn't say why.
It's the start of some new plan. That's about all I heard, but apparently they have a few rounded up, and by a few I mean a couple of hundred.
And they're keeping them in Fort Favis?
Systematically slaughtering was the word he used, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay. And is there a way to recognize who these people would be if I come across them so I can...
anyone with their boot on a gnome's neck, maybe, but I can find that out for you.
Maybe before that point.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might. Oh, listen, I'll go back if you want me to, or I will start asking some questions. Slyly, wink,
Yeah.
and he says
Wink.
wink. But I thought you should know.
I should know. Thank you for letting me know about my potential systematic slaughter. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Just keep safe, because I've lost one, but friend, and I'd hate to lose another.
I've been around 350 years. A little systematic slaughter isn't going to get the best of me.
I mean, you say that.
Been through
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, you a bad bitch.
That I am. A bad bitch.
Alright, well, do you need me for anything here? Just,
I think that you would be better used gathering information
that
at this point.
I can do. But call me anytime. If it's an emergency, let's come up with a safe word. Oh, I like safe words.
I
Don't you?
love safe
Yeah.
words.
Code words and things.
I
If
love
you
safe-
need me in an instant, regardless of anything, but like only use in emergencies,
Yep.
I don't know what word to use. But we need to come up with one. What do you think?
What's a good safe word?
Capsicum.
What? What did you say?
Capsicum.
You just say that in your sleep, and I'm like, you know what? Capsicum.
Or we could go with illithid syphilis.
Illithid syphilis.
I mean, when are you ever going to use that in a sentence?
You'd be surprised.
Dumb.
But that was a long time ago. So, illithid syphilis it is.
Alright. Alright, well, you get some sleep. And he, like, kind of rubs his, like, barky, clawy fingers, like, on the side of your face, like, real, sleep.
Thanks so much.
And he pops out of existence.
Alright. Good to know. Is everyone else asleep?
Yeah, that was, like, in the middle of the night, in the middle of your sleep.
Well, that news can probably wait for morning.
Cool. It's an uneasy
Come
sleep.
back to sleep.
It's an uneasy sleep, like, but it does come, and then shade, dawn approaches, and you find yourself just on the cusp of dawn with the compass. What are you focusing on?
The fire ring. I'm gonna kind of conjure this vision in my head, like based on the 2 rings that I have, and kind of assume like what it's going to look, what it would look like, make an educated guess, and really focus on that.
Cool. So you focus, and as the sun kind of crests the horizon, and the beams of light hit the compass, and you watch as runes around the lip of the top start to glow, and this compass starts spinning. You focus in on what you obviously haven't seen that particular ring, but it's easy to kind of make a educated guess as to what it would look like / actually be. And as the compass's needles is spinning, it suddenly just locks. And it's locks in one place, but you can see it's like vibrating a little bit. So it's obviously attracted to something. It is pointing. Let me quickly double check that I'm going to give you the right direction here, because I don't want to say west when I mean east. And so we are here. Yes, it is pointing directly east. Maybe like it's east northeast. So it's like.
Could you take me to the Gilno map and point to where we are, or where I think we would be? I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question.
So currently, you are all right near, like in this area here. It's pointing east of here.
Directly east.
Yeah. Like a little bit higher. Like it's. I'm trying to think of. Drawing. There. If I get a circle, perfect, and go like this. If this is east, I want to draw. If that's east, it's pointing like, yeah.
Okay, so it's like not at East Point.
No, it's kind of.
Sorry, I presume I probably know where all the major. Like I would be familiar with this map, right?
Yeah, especially on this side of the continent.
Okay. Right, so I'd kind of have a vague idea of where. Okay, cool. I'm going to find Aiden and go back to him and go, have what I need for now. I might need to borrow this again at some point though. If that's okay.
I sure. I mean, if you're planning to stick around, if I can help you, let me ask you: is it something that you need to focus on in order to make use of it?
It is, right?
Are you asking if you have to attune to it?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially.
No, it's an item to use. The caveat is that it only works at dawn. Like it's not like you can just go around asking where it is. It's like only ever works at that first like light, and then after that, you have to wait till next dawn.
All right. Well, if it's not something that you need to have a permanent connection with, I mean, I'll hold on to it. But sure, if you ever need it, feel free to ask.
I'll let you know, and I appreciate that.
Of course.
I'll give him like a really sincere look.
I feel like at this point it might be the perfect time to let everyone know of a potential genocide.
Perfect breakfast conversation.
Just like casually over breakfast. By the way,
That
What's
bad
your
bitch
stance on
energy.
gnomes?
my stance on gnomes, I tend to like them considering I am one. So yeah, I'm just gonna let everyone know that Has anyone heard of Fort? I've forgotten the name already. I wrote it.
Favis.
Fort Favis. Anyone else?
You'd be very familiar with that
Favis.
area, being that you
Excellent.
guys share the coastline and the bay from your hometown. Valvoth, not so much. You're kind of from a different area, continent. Shade. A few people have come to the holds from Fort Favis, but it's nothing special. So you wouldn't you'd know the basic thing of it's this kind of rough and tumble town. Aiden, you would know that this is it's like a pirate city, lawless, run by a couple of fairly significant gangs that constantly just trying to outdo each other in terms of pillaging random merchants, trying to run scams on unsuspecting victims. It's a real rough place, but not a political center. Of all the places that would commit genocide, Fort Favis is kind of why would we care?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean, I have heard of the place. It's it's not the nicest of places, I'll tell you that. They want to watch your back anywhere around there.
So, you don't know of why they'd want to kill all the gnomes. Systematically slaughter was the word, I believe, the term.
It seems quite strange.
I thought so. I think gnomes are great. Just personally. Where is Fort Favis in relation to us?
To the west, right?
Yeah, it's to the very west of Gilnoy. If we go back to, it's down to the
Is it?
left here.
Okay. Well, I've got him collecting more information, but I just thought you guys should know in case someone comes to systematically slaughter me. That's why.
So this is.
I've got at least another 100 years in me. I would prefer not to be slaughtered.
So you're saying this is originating in Fort Favis?
In Fort Favis. I don't know who or why, but someone's got a vendetta against gnomes.
Hey, do we know the the big event that sort of separated Indaris and Koldaris?
Yeah.
Do we know the race of one of the wizards or the spellcaster involved in all that?
Roll a history check.
Would I be okay by now, by the way?
You're definitely not fine, but you're you have a cold sweat. The effects of the speed, the kind of heightened awareness is worn off. You're not out of commission, but you're definitely you'd have disadvantage on any kind of Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
But yeah, you're not well.
That's a 15 on history.
Cool. It wasn't known exactly who started the incident where the cold kind of blight started spreading through the city. there was definitely rumors around specific mages and specific people. At that time, there was one specific bad guy or a person who they believed it to be. I'm just gonna quickly make sure that I've got the right one. And his name was Ogruth. That's who's like the kind of, most people would be like, oh yeah, it was probably him. He was, with a 15, you wouldn't know too much about him per se, but like you know that Ogruth, which is spelled OghrUth, is kind of the lead suspect in kind of the public's mind.
And following on from that, or at very least from what Beast told us, do we know, or do I know of any other instances throughout history where a certain race has been singled out like this?
Using that same role? Yeah. A long time ago, when kind of Gilnoy was first being formed and settled, back when gods actually used to walk the earth, there was orcs used to inhabit.
So, like, even before Biddy's time?
Yeah, well before Biddy's time. Like,
wild.
Kind of thinking back, like, we're thinking, like, in terms of a real world perspective, it's like Aboriginal culture. Like, it was long ago, very basic, like very ancient tradition, but like, yeah, not really well recorded. But you know, historians have found, sacred sites and things like that. But orcs used to live here as well, but they were eradicated, driven from the land. No one's really sure about if they were like forced to somewhere else or they were actually just wiped out.
I mean, it is strange, Biddy. It doesn't happen very often, and I'm struggling to find any recent instances of this. I mean, on the plus side, we're very far away from it. We're literally the other side of the continent, so hopefully it's not an immediate problem. Certainly something to keep an eye on and find out more about if we can.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you know as soon as I know more. But as I said, I've got another good 150 years in me. I'm not. I've made it this far. Not about to be taken down by some little genocide.
Cool.
All right. Shall we? Can I ask? I always forget his name. Aemir.
Yeah.
Can I ask him if he's heard of anything like this?
Yeah, sure.
If he's heard whispers of some kind of plot or some kind of movement against gnomes.
He looks at you and you just roll an insight check real quick.
13.
He's a hard man to read. He's very stoic, but there's a small flash of kind of concern on his face when you talk to him. I haven't, but that's not good. For what favors, you say? And Dieter, and like he turns to the guy he sent to watch the door last night, who's this kind of burly, bearded man, who kind of walks through, and he says, "Return to Hill's Garden. Take this," and he's written down on a piece of parchment something. We need to find some answers for that. And he gives it to him, and Dieter kind of jumps on a horse almost immediately and just charges off in the direction back towards Hillsguard.
Alright.
I don't know anything yet, but if I find something out, I'll let you know. That is very concerning. But we should ride soon if we're to make it to the hills before your friend dies.
Yeah, he's got bigger issues than me, more pressing issues than me right this second. Alright. I am good to go.
Is there anything any of you want to do before getting on your horses and charging off into the distance?
No, let's save Velvoth from himself.
Yeah.
Alright, so you all climb onto the horses you were on before, and again, it's not something you really have control over. They seem to take the lead of the general group. And before long, it's mid-morning, and you're charging through the countrysides. It gets to about midday, and you start to watch mountains start to rise up over the hills. And before too long, the direct westward travel that you were taking starts to head more south. And by mid-afternoon, you come to a vast, what looks like a river, or various rivers that kind of snake their way across the grasslands. The water's moving fairly quickly, but from what you can tell, there are some shallow parts, there are some deep parts. It seems like a fairly interesting path to cross. One of the riders kind of looks to you all and I hope you know how to ride well. And he kicks his way, and they start heading through the water. All of your horses now seem to be standing still, and as you kind of experiment with the reins, they're more under your control now. They seem to have been released from their follow.
Alright.
Aemir kind of walks up behind you. Stick close to the rest of the pack. We'll guide you through the shallows.
Please, lead the way.
Cool. Can you all make animal handling checks for me?
Double 12.
Oof.
If Bitty threatens to eat her horse, can she get advantage?
Can I lean down? That I could do that. I could also lean down and ask it nicely
Cool.
to work with me here.
Valvor?
19 for me.
19. Valvor, you almost have like this instinct to just be like, alright, I just want to move, like I'm so sick, and you start just forcing the horse just takes its own path. It's following the rest of everyone, but you make your way through. For you other three, as you're kind of moving together, one of the horses kind of like drifts a little bit close to, like, Aiden, your horse drifts close to Shade's, and Shade's horse, like, just, like, kind of pushes up against it, and both your legs are, like, caught in between. You're like, fuck, and try and pull apart, and then they start to, like, move to the side, and then all of a sudden, Aiden, your horse just falls into this ditch sideways, like this under water trough that just falls off. You're in the water, and as you come back up, the horse is kind of finds its way back to land. How much gold do you have?
That is a good question. Where is it? Inventory, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got. Just gold.
Yeah, just gold will be fine.
All right, so 210.
Cool. Can you mark off 184? I'm real sorry, that was a bad roll.
Evidently.
Biddy.
Do I notice any of the 184
Yeah,
gold points?
I'll let you roll like an investigation roll
Sure.
to see if you can recover any of it, because it definitely, like, that's so much that it just, like, glitter everywhere.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm got a lot lighter all of a sudden. I don't know why.
It just, like, bath bombed in gold. Just roll an investigation roll for me.
Yeah, sure.
Do I see? I obviously, like, I've seen this happen. Yeah. Like the gold.
Do I lose more gold?
You get
trying to find it. I lose
You
some
get
extra.
4 silver back.
Is that somebody else's silver?
Yeah, it's someone
If
else's
I lost
silver.
all the gold.
It's not even. It's not even.
You're too distracted picking up the silver that you've seen at the bottom to realise that you've just lost 184 gold.
It's not even Gilnoy currency.
I mean, I just because I'm trying to think, it's heavy, right? So it's just going to sink to the bottom, and somehow I'm looking around, I just can't see it.
It's Shade. While that's happening, your horse has kind of reacted the same way, and you've gone, like, charging into the other side, and it kind of gets its leg caught in the like in a small pocket of loose soil or loose silt, and it kind of buckles and falls on top of you. Bad at math. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. This thing falls on top of you. Biddy.
Yes.
As you're kind of taking control, you start to talk to it. Talk to the horse in your ways that you do, and it looks back at you and seems to realize this the woman who supposedly eats horses, and just starts to kind of wriggle a bit and buck, and then next thing you know, one of your plants falls out into the water and gets crushed by its hoof.
Oh no.
That's the worst.
Maybe we just suck at horses.
Yeah, your horse gets up and stops crushing you, but you're able to get back on and make your way. Continue on, but
Bye, plant.
pride and money and plants.
That was my favourite plant.
Valvoth is just like vomiting on the side. Just aim it like you. So to give you a reference, we'll go back to the Gilnoy.
I'm guessing we're in a rush, right? We don't have like 10 minutes in game. I mean.
Yeah. So like, you'll have 10 minutes as you kind of reach the other side of this vast lake. or vast river system, it is that everyone starts to take a break. The horses need a while because some of them had to push through some pretty heavy rapids, but and Aemir kind of looks at you, takes some time here, and we'll be in the mountains by tomorrow morning.
We're heading northeast.
So
Sorry?
southeast. So
Southeast,
you
sorry.
guys we're over here, and have come to the east and then cut across this system
Yeah.
here, and now kind of double clicking when I shouldn't be. Like you kind of situated on the river here. You can see off into the distance there's like mountains and everything. It seems like it's about another like you could reach the mountains by morning if you rode now, but
While we're having a rest, I'm gonna walk up to Aiden and just like close into his hand, like put something in his hand and close it and go, "It's not much, but it's all I've got," and give him my 5 gold. Just pat him on the hand.
Well, what goes up must come down, I suppose. That's alright, I'll make it back. Don't worry.
I am so sorry. I did roll for how much you would lose.
It's alright.
We're on the side of the river, right?
Yeah, so like the horses are all drinking from the river, and
Is the river like flowing fast?
yeah, like towards this edge it's kind of slow, but as you've come through it, the center is like like a white water rapid. There's only like certain places that are so shallow that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's moving fast.
Okay. So where there's coins dropped, like they've probably gone downstream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Like he fell, like all of the bad, like the animals were acting horribly at the same time, so you were getting crushed by your horse while his gold is disappearing and Biddy's plant is being crushed.
That plan always gave the best advice. Love that plan.
Well, thank you for the gold. Unfortunately, I haven't got a spare plant for you, but I'll keep my eyes out, and if I find something, I'll let you know.
Preferably one that's a good conversationalist. Daisies aren't particularly good at talking. They're a bit up themselves, to be honest.
What would be a good conversationalist flower?
Grass is surprisingly good. You wouldn't think
Really?
so, but grass.
Oh, what about that grass over there? I just pointed a patch.
No, not that grass. Not that grass.
That grass is a punk bitch.
We don't trust that grass.
Valvoth, while you're sitting there kind of trying to center yourself, there's this wave of cold that runs over you, like your adrenaline spikes for half a second. The world kind of stretches and shrinks at the same time. It's a weird sensation. Can you roll a perception check for me with advantage?
Cool. That is 19.
Off in the distance, sitting atop the mountains that you are supposedly heading for, you watch as one of the peaks moves. And this is a large mountain, and the peak looks like it's shifting and adjusting, and you watch as 2 giant red wings off in the distance stretch. You don't hear anything, and you see a giant head. It's a little hard to tell it's giant from this distance, but like The mountain's massive. This thing's sitting atop the mountain, almost dwarfing it. And you watch as, with a couple of beats of the wings, it takes off into the sky and up into the clouds.
Did anyone else see that?
Oh god, he's hallucinating.
Well, is that what I think it is?
Poor guy, I'm sure he doesn't have much time left.
No, not me. Over there at the mountains, at the roof of the mountain, I was I think it was a giant squirrel that took flight into the sky.
Of course it was, dear.
He's saying the mountains are moving. I think this is as far as he's going to get.
I'm sure there was a giant squirrel.
I've got a shovel. I can start
Ow.
digging if you want. If you want to use concealed carry or
You'll
something.
see. You keep doubting old Valvoth. You'll see.
Seen
I'll
a lot of
just,
squirrels in my time. I've never seen a giant one fly. But
I'm going to take 10 minutes to cast. Oh, actually, we weren't supposed to use magic. I guess I better not.
I mean, you can. Like, it's no one's gonna.
It's not illegal.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
form
I'm
like
just trying to remember.
we'll all hold hands around him and form a ring so no one can see him cast magic. We'll all hold like a tower.
like you can use magic.
The effects of this, but
It depends. Like, you're not gonna get. Like, magic exists, and this is probably one of the things I've realized about Gilnoy in terms of the things. Like, when I pitch it, it's like, it's not a no magic campaign. You're absolutely allowed to use magic. It's just, like, people don't trust it. They're just uneasy around it because of the incident around Dendaris. So they're like, fuck, don't fuck around. Like, you could kill us all.
I think as well suited and as given what just happened, as well suited this spell would be to the situation, I will not do it because of exactly that, the whole trust thing. And we're exactly in the
Cool.
situation where someone may not trust us.
Fair enough. So, is there anything anyone would like to do before we ride the rest of the afternoon?
Don't think so.
Nah, I'm good.
Good? Alright. So, you all take off again. This is a bit of an easier ride. You've made some pretty quick ground. It's a very overcast day as it kind of winds down, the sun kind of setting. The clouds are quite thick and fluffy and starting to turn a bit grey, and thunder starts to kind of roll over the hills as you charge on, and you can hear like a and then there's a cacophonous roar from every direction, and I can't do a dragon draw, but it is so loud that it shakes the very ground beneath you, and the horses, while they're trained very well, you can tell they're very skittish, and some of them like even break off formation for a second, and then like the riders kind of have to fight them back in. You all look up towards the sky, and on the other side, like through the shadows of the clouds, you can see the shape of a gargantuan sized dragon that's just sailing overhead in the opposite direction.
Similar to the stories of the Crimson Riders.
Roll a history check.
14.
So, yes, you like the only dragons of this size that you would know of, like that are regular in this area, would be that of the Crimson Riders. They're not oft seen just in the wild, but that, you know, it's not unheard of to see them traveling between settlements or just around the continent. This is probably most likely the larger of the three, called Indris.
See, I told you, no one listens to Velvoth. No one takes him seriously.
Well, to be fair there, mate, you were off your head not but a day ago, so forgive us, eh?
And with that, we might pick up next week on or next episode, being that it's coming up on 3 hours of playtime, or 2.5 rather. But yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.